Good morning, everyone. It's May 10th, 2009. I'm Dwight Schmuck. This is the Schmuck Look. We're going to call this one today Weasels, Weiners, and Winners. And you'll get the gist of that in just a moment. We're going to start off with the story that I found, in the BBC, of course, this morning, where evidence has emerged that a Texan who bankrolled English cricket may have been a U.S. government informer. Now, they're talking, of course, about Sir Alan Stanford, because he's been benighted, who's a Texan native who has a bank in some Caribbean country, Antigua, the failed Stanford International Bank. Failed is the key word there, and it was based in Antigua. The British receiver of the failed bank told Panorama, which is a BBC television show, that the books clearly show a deficit. Now, that's a quote. Clearly show a deficit. Let's see here. Of the $7.2 billion in deposits claimed by the bank, only $500 million have been traced. The $6.7 billion black hole in Sir Alan's offshore bank affects 28,000 depositors. Now, those are direct quotes from the news story in the BBC, the E-edition. Also, and it gets better, really it does, and here we get to the, was he an informant? In 1999, 10 years ago, Sir Alan paid a check for $3.1 million to the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration. It was drug money originally paid into Stanford International Bank by agents acting for a feared Mexican drug lord known as Lord of the Heavens. And that is a direct quote, 2 paragraphs. Secret documents seen by Panorama show both governments knew in 1990, both governments being the British government and the U.S. government, they knew the Texan was a former bankrupt. Okay, a lot of people go bankrupt. You have a great idea, and it really is, but it's just not that great of an idea. You know what I mean? And his first bank was suspected of involvement with Latin American money launderers. Gee, can you imagine? People knew these things. Now, that's why I'm calling this Weasels to start with. Him for running the Ponzi scheme. Face it, you've got $7.2 billion in deposits that you're claiming, and only $500 million have been traced. Golly gee, because these guys are good, too, at tracing things. And you've got a possible DEA involvement. They stopped another government agency stopped an inquiry back in 2006. So other people in the government knew about this, but hushed it up. They're covering up a big crime to go after another big criminal in another country. It's not our government's job to do that. We may tip them off that there's something fishy here, check it out. But that's as far as our involvement with that should really go. And, you got the fact that, his bank paid a $3.1 million check to the DEA. Start adding up, folks. Do some math. The next one is going to be called the Weiners segment. This is to Kelly Prejean, to Joe the Plumber, to all the ilk who are afraid of people because, they're people. Oh, my goodness, folks. Get over it. Get a life. Get real. Joe, you said you don't want your kids you don't want these people anywhere around your kids. Well, you better put it in a bubble, Bubba. Because that's the thing about it. You better put them in a bubble. These people are all around us. Think about that. Maybe their doctor is. Maybe their doctor isn't. Do you know for sure? You ever take them to the ER? What's the chances? Think about it, Joe. Better put them in a bubble. And finally, we get to the winners. Oh, also another wiener. There seems to be a school in Australia that was going to have their kids dress up, come to school one day dressed up as people with disabilities. Fellas, I'm disabled. How do we dress? Are we the new those people? My goodness. Yeah. On to the winners. You know, I'm proud to be in Vermont, the first state that by legislature okayed equality in marriage. Maine has done that this week. There's a bill going to the governor of New Hampshire. And, you know, really, watch Washington, D.C. The city council there, with a one negative vote, and with the mayor's total approval, sent on to Congress because our Congress has to pass the laws in the city of Washington, D.C., an equality in marriage bill. Now, this is going to be an interesting conundrum for Congress of the U.S. because, you know, think about it, folks. You've got the overwhelming support of the city council and the mayor who represent the people of the city you're in. Do you vote yes and thereby give impetus to a national equality in marriage law? Or do you vote no and really tick off the people of the city that you work in? Think about that. Oh, it's going to get fun in Washington. Yes, it is. And folks, last, be a winner yourself. Call your mother up. Talk with her. Not to her, with her. Tell her the Schmuck said Happy Mother's Day. You all have a great day. Peace.